So, we're going to talk about reference angles, sine, cosine, and tangent. And the key idea, the key takeaway is the reference angles. That kind of explains what we were doing yesterday with the Desmos activity and how and why that works. I wish you guys could discover it on your own, but it's kind of hard to do in this manner. So I'm just going to straight up tell you. So if you notice, we have 4 different points, but they all have a 3 or 4 of some kind. So what that means is I'm going to go ahead and draw the triangles that they all kind of form. If you remember from the video from yesterday. All right. Oops. There we go. So I always draw the line straight to the x-axis because that's just what the standard convention is. Now, when I talk about the angles, I'm going to start with just the first quadrant angle because I'm always going to assume that I am rotating from the positive x coordinate. So I'm talking about this angle right here. Okay? That theta. So I know that this side length will be 3. This height will be 4. So if I use Pythagorean theorem, I can just figure out that the hypotenuse is 5. If you need a pause to figure out how I got that 5, go ahead and hit pause. So for this angle right here, I know the sine of that angle. Sine of the angle should equal 4. 4/5. The cosine of that angle should equal 3/5, and the tangent of that angle should equal 4/3. So if I take a look at the other triangle, let's call it the one in the blue. Well, this one has a height of 4, but this one has a -3 for its bottom base. And I say it's negative because technically it's going in a negative direction. The length is 3, but I'm going to say it's a -3 for that side length. And still the hypotenuse is 5. And again, same idea. If you need to pause it so you can see how and why that works. So for that one, I can say that the cosine of that angle, which is this one right here, the sine of that angle come on, should be 4/5. The cosine of that angle should be -3/5, and the tangent of that angle should be a -4/3. Technically the negative should be at the bottom, but if you divide by a negative, it's negative overall, so that's just the way I write it. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and continue the rest, do the rest with the other triangles. So sine of that angle will be -4/5. Cosine will be a -3/5. And tangent, if you simplify it, gives you +4/3.